Welcome to another video lecture, Super Genius 99. And what we're going to do today in this video lecture is we are going to override the constructor. We're going to override the default constructor. Okay, so currently in my class, I have this employee class, and I'm using the namespace my first console app. Okay, and inside my employee class, I have declared some variables as well as make their getters and setters. So I got first name, last name, employee ID, salary, is the supervisor, and then start date. Okay. Alrighty then. And here is my default constructor. So I'm going to override this default constructor, or override the constructor with first name and last name. So we only have one default constructor, right? But I'm going to create another constructor. Let's try that again. Just going to copy and paste. Let's just go and copy and paste this whole thing. And in here, we will go ahead and have first name and last name. And those will be string. Okay. And so the only thing we're going to be setting here is the first name and the last name. So since those are strings, then we're going to use the this. So what this does is it allows you to use the same variable name in your arguments and distinguish between the argument variable name and the variable name that you sent in, or excuse me, the variable name that's already a part of your object, of your class here. Okay. So I'm using this. Okay, and so now what this will do is I have I'm overriding the constructor, and I'm allowing to send in a first name and a last name, and I'm going to assign it to the first name and last name when I create an object. So what this does, the first one, and let's put some comments here, and we'll use both. So it sets the initial first name, last name. So the previous one says if you don't send us any arguments, we will assign the first name, the last name, the employee ID, the salary, is supervisor, and start date. So we're still going to assign this information because it would be essential upon creating the user. Okay. And so now, if I recall this one, let's go to the properties. Let's say I had to create two classes. So here I create one and then I'm going to create another one. So I'm going to create 2 employee objects. Okay. And I will let the second one be the normal one. But now, so the second one be the default. But now I am going to use my new constructor. Okay. To set the first name and the last name. Okay. So we won't need this information anymore. Okay. And so here we're printing out the first W employee, or test employee. And let's print out test employee 2. And so now we should see 2 employees printing out. 1 John Doe. The first one should be John Doe. And then the second one should be Samuel Jackson, but his last name first. Okay, so let's run that. So first one is Samuel Jackson. Second one is John Doe. And let's double check and see why we did that. Oh, yeah, because the first one I did do Samuel Jackson. Second one, John. Okay. Because the first one should be Samuel Jackson. Second one is John Doe. Alright, so that was a quick overview of overriding the constructor. And just for a quick review, we go back to that page. You override the constructor by having the same name as the class, and you can give it some variables, okay, and then set those variables so that when you create an object, as soon as you create the object, it'll already have the variables that you wish to set. Okay, so that is overriding the constructor. Thank you. Hope you got some out of it.